Mekhissi would make Blanco someone who's probably at best could be third. Emerging German steeplechaser, Stefan Ulitska. And we had some pleasant success for the Germans previous day with Carsten Schlangen taking a 1500 silver. Ilya Minchin of Russia, former European junior silver medalist. Eliseo Martin is 36 now. I thought he'd been around a long time, and just checking, yes, he certainly has. Little hesitancy, but they get away. This steeplechase final off and running. Christensen, the distinctively coiffured Norwegian at the front. And already the two Frenchmen. Nearest the curb is Mekhissi, and then Tari just behind him. Zimkowiak of Poland. Ulitska of Germany just coming through, going past Martin of Spain. And they've cleared just one barrier, and the two Frenchmen are away. Now, are they going to be dividing the spoils between them? It would be a major surprise if they did not. It would also be a surprise, knowing the history between them. The French press and the team gossip is that they're not the best of friends, or why should they be? They're rivals after all, understandably. And I doubt if they'd be making plans to be working together to burn off the opposition. Maybe they just want to make things simple. They certainly do seem to be taking turns to lead. Well, they're approaching the first kilometre split. And France 1 and 2 are certainly doing their best to burn off the opposition. They're succeeding. First 1,000 metres graphic has come up on the screen there. 2 minutes 41.19. So if they carry on at that rate, that's the kind of tempo certainly would bring them a championship record. The current record held by Francesco Panetta. If you've been following world and European steeplechasing over the years, Panetta was a top name, a world champion no less, and he won the European title in Split 20 years ago. I suppose I don't want to make too much of the idea that Mekhissi and Tari aren't the best of friends. Just because runners come from the same country, no reason why they should train together. Indeed, we think back to the heyday of British middle distance running. Steve Avett, Sebastian Coe and Steve Cram as well, Peter Elliott. They didn't train together, why should they? It'd be reasonable to expect them to want to keep their own counsel. Already emerging as two separate races, and I'd be surprised if the men in this pack can make any impression on the lead. Although they're both good finishers, and currently in second, Mekhissi does have the better flat speed. Very good 1500 metre runner. And they did practice a bit of that domestic rivalry earlier this season. Mekhissi broke the world record for the 2000 metre steeplechase, the standard distance in races for the steeplechase these days, 3000. So that's a shorter distance. He broke the world record, and that was held by Bob Tari, who'd broken it only 5 days before. So we thought, well, there's a little animus going on there to go out and do that, but those records are there to be challenged. And drawing in a comparison with the heyday of British middle distance running, that's what Seb Coe and Steve Ovett did in their great summers of 1980 and 1981. Chasing around Europe and not racing each other, but racing against each other's records in the clock. Lucianov of Moldova at the head of that pack, but now the reason why the crowd are getting active, well, you see Luis Blanco, he's even got time to kind of gesture to the crowd to say keep cheering or raise the volume. I think he'd have enough to do just being in this final. They went through the second kilometre in 5 minutes 27.36. So slower, around 2:48 for the second kilometre, but they both look very comfortable. It's a question now, with under 2 laps remaining, of who has the better finish. Lucianov, the Moldovan, still leading the pack on, although Jose Luis Blanco of Spain looks as if he's been saving something in reserve and is playing a calculated game to take a bronze. As they lope round into the straight, they'll hear the bell to signal 1 lap remaining. Blanco in the red of Spain as that field starts to break up. Rulitska going through. Eliseo Martin Christensen, the Norwegian. Into the final lap of this European steeplechase final. Bob Tari leads his fellow Frenchman Mahiedine Mekhissi. The European bronze medalist of 4 years ago against the reigning Olympic silver medalist. Time to find out what they're made of. Tari looking up at that giant video screen, running a little wide it seems. I don't know whether that's sensible tactics. He's leaving a gap for Mekhissi. And Tari starts to put in an attack, but it's nothing decisive. Mekhissi still tracking him and making room for himself at the final water jump. Now Tari into the home straight, and here comes Mekhissi. And Tari, he's got to do something now, and Tari, he kicks, but Mekhissi just goes past him, no problem at all. And Mahiedine Mekhissi wins the European steeplechase title. Bob Tari, not much effort shown there in the home straight, but the bronze is going to go to the home favourite, Jose Luis Blanco of Spain, ahead of Ion Lucianov of Moldova. So Blanco's tactics paid off. He stayed in the pack and then attacked down the home straight. And Mekhissi, I have to say, he wasn't given the toughest of runs in that home straight by Bob Tari. It is a championship record. Well, both of them set off so early in that race. They were on course for running a fast time by European Championship standards. Eliseo Martin, well, maybe the years are just too far advanced for him. I don't know whether Mekhissi is going to try and get Barney, the mascot, in the water jump. That might be a good idea. This is a pretty curious home straight. Here's the Bob Tari just on the inside, and Mekhissi comes up to challenge him, and Tari normally has a much better finish than that, and he just ran in. There was barely any effort shown from Tari. I find it very curious indeed. Of course it may be he just had nothing left. We sometimes forget that even international athletes are human.